Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As someone who has been on both sides of the interview table, I know firsthand how stressful and nerve-wracking the job interview process can be. But with the right preparation and mindset, you have everything you need within you to land your dream job. In this video, I'm sharing my top 10 tips for acing any job interview. These strategies have helped me and my clients secure offers time and time again. So whether you're a new graduate or experienced professional, let's jump right in and get you fully prepared to ace your next interview. Tip number 1. Research the company thoroughly. The first tip is to research the company thoroughly before your interview. Spend at least a few hours learning everything you can about them, their mission, values, product services, leadership team, recent news, financials, competitors, and industry trends. Having this context will allow you to ask informed questions and speak intelligently about why you're a great fit. Don't just skim their website either, dig deeper by reading annual reports, news articles, social media, and Glassdoor reviews. Taking the time to research shows the hiring manager you're serious and passionate about working there. Tip number 2. Prepare answers to common interview questions. The second tip is to prepare answers to common interview questions in advance. While every interview is different, there are certain questions that almost always come up, like tell me about yourself, what are your strengths and weaknesses, and why do you want this job? Take some time to craft 2 to 3 minute responses to these core questions that highlight your relevant qualifications and experiences. Practice your answers out loud and get feedback from friends. Being prepared with polished answers will help you stay confident and sell yourself effectively during the interview. Tip number 3. Highlight your relevant skills and achievements. Moving on to tip number 3. Highlight your relevant skills and achievements that directly relate to the job requirements. When answering questions, share concrete examples from your background that demonstrate you have the qualifications they are looking for. For example, if they need someone with strong communication skills, discuss a time you successfully led a high-profile presentation. Quantify your results whenever possible too, like how you increased sales by 20% in your last role. Connecting your experiences to the job duties shows the hiring manager exactly why you're the best fit. Tip number 4. Ask insightful questions. The fourth tip is to come prepared with insightful questions of your own. Interviewers expect you to ask questions as it demonstrates your interest level. Have 2 to 3 well-thought-out questions ready based on your research of the company and role. Avoid generic questions easily found online. Instead, ask about current projects, initiatives, or industry trends. You can also inquire about career growth opportunities, company culture, management style, or typical day-to-day responsibilities. Asking intelligent questions leaves a great lasting impression of your enthusiasm and engagement. Tip number 5. Research the interviewer. My fifth tip is to research the interviewer beforehand if possible. Look them up on LinkedIn to learn about their background and career journey. See if you have any mutual connections that could provide an introduction or endorsement. Tailor your responses based on the interviewer's specific interests and experiences. For example, if they're an alum from your university, mention any relevant classes or extracurriculars. Connecting on a personal level through research makes the interaction much more natural and shows you went above and beyond in preparation. Tip number 6. Dress for success. When it comes to tip number 6, dress for success. Make sure to send your best professional impression by dressing one level above the company's culture. For business casual roles, opt for slacks, dress shoes, and a button-down shirt. At minimum, look neatly polished and well put together. Also be mindful of personal hygiene like a clean haircut, well-groomed nails, and subtle but fresh scent. The way you present yourself physically makes a lasting first impression on the hiring manager. Dress to impress from the moment you walk through the door. Tip number 7. Project confidence through body language. Moving into tip number 7, project confidence through your body language. Sit up straight with an open posture, make eye contact, and smile warmly. Give a firm handshake while maintaining friendly eye contact with the interviewer. Avoid nervous tics like fidgeting or playing with your hands. Speak clearly at a moderate pace and volume without rambling. Confident body language conveys you feel at ease discussing your qualifications and experience. It leaves the interviewer feeling you'd represent the company well with clients and colleagues. Tip number 8, share a relevant story. The 8th tip is to share a brief, relevant story when answering questions. People remember stories much better than bullet points. For example, when asked about overcoming a challenge, discuss a specific situation where you successfully resolved a complex issue at your last job. Bring the story to life with vivid details over the course of 1 to 2 minutes. Stories help interviewers visualize you in the role and see your personality, work ethic, and problem-solving abilities in action. Just be sure the anecdote directly relates back to the job requirements. Tip number 9, send a thank you email. 9th on the list is to always send a prompt thank you email after your interview. Do this within 24 hours to leave a fresh, positive impression. Thank the interviewer for their time, reiterate your strong interest and qualifications for the role. You can also include any additional thoughts based on your discussion. Sending a thank you shows appreciation, reminds them of your application, and allows you one last chance to highlight your top selling points. Over 50% of candidates don't take this important step, so yours will absolutely stand out from the crowd. Tip number 10, follow up professionally. And for the 10th and final tip, follow up professionally. If you don't hear back in a reasonable timeframe, politely follow up via email or phone to check on the status of the role and next steps. Express your continued enthusiasm. If rejected, thank them for the opportunity and ask if they'd be open to keeping your resume on file for future roles. Maintaining a professional relationship leaves the door open down the road. Following up leaves the right impression of your organization, communication skills, and dedication to the company. Conclusion. In conclusion, I hope these top 10 tips have given you the confidence and strategies needed to ace your next job interview. Remember to thoroughly research, prepare polished answers, highlight your relevant qualifications, ask insightful questions, dress professionally, project confidence, share impactful stories, follow up promptly, and always send a thank you. If you implement even a few of these tips, it will dramatically increase your chances of landing the job. I wish you the very best of luck in your career and job search. Please let me know if you have any other questions.